Take a moment to connect to your body. If you'd like, lift your heels, roll out your wrists, roll your shoulders. Just kind of connecting to the subtle movements of the body for a moment. You can bring your hands into a prayer or a jiva or just down by your sides. Again, roll the shoulders back and down, lift the crown up. So a lot of integrity and intention in how you stand as tall as possible. Eventually, lips closed, tongue at the top of the mouth. Ujjayi breathing, a slow inhale in your nose. Slow exhale. Remember that the inhale, exhale, it's like you're breathing in your mouth, but your mouth is closed. It's a slight restriction in the throat. Sounds like a whisper or an ocean wave running up on the shore. So if you're just joining, a brief meditative standing position, connecting to your breath, slowing down, grounding. Today's class started with a couple warm-up movements, leading into more kind of holding postures, yoga asana. Please pace yourself. Nice big inhale in your nose. Slow exhale. First movement, try to keep it meditative. Widen your feet, turn your feet open. Bend your knees go out over your toes as you reach low. Inhale, your arms reach wide. You even look up, reach up, palms meet. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, like I said, it's a warm-up movement. We're not necessarily challenging your flexibility or your strength. And if it feels good, try to make it a smooth moving meditation, okay? Close your eyes if you can. Connect your breath to your movement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take a few more. We want to do this for maybe about another 30, 40 seconds. Try not to let your feet get too close together. We do want, ideally, when the knees bend, kind of be over the heels more. So we don't want to be like in here. Feet pretty wide here, yogis, okay? In yoga, we call this like goddess pose or like throne pose, where it's like a squat, a chair almost, but the legs are really wide, okay? Just don't let your knees buckle in either. They keep kind of actively opening, okay? This brings us right into our second warm-up. It's like a lunge. It just doesn't have to be perfect, yogis. As I pivot to the left, I turn my chest to the left leg, my right arm pushes forward. And then I kind of dance skillfully back to center. Inhale, exhale. Notice my right leg is forward. I'm lunging right. My right elbow pulls back. See how it's like energy work? It's a lunge, it's a pivot. Okay, as I pivot, my thighs kind of squeeze together. I can even reach up a little bit. I can even start to kind of move a little bit more free. All right, so again, it's movement. It's not supposed to be super difficult, but it's also supposed to be quite active. So a nice balance there. Let me see. Yeah, you can go faster too, yogis. I tend to start pretty slow. It's like as I push the right arm across the left leg, my left arm pulls back. You see that? Last few. You're pivoting on your feet, right? You're feeling the toes activating. You're feeling, here the knees were just bending and straightening. Now we're really getting a lot more into the hips, inner thighs, okay? And of course the torso and the arms are now pushing and pulling, whereas before they were circling. All right, third warm up here. Go slow. All have the feet wide. This one, you need the feet at least 3 feet apart. It's just a little lateral hip tilt to start. Okay, so just notice, yogis, Try to notice where I put my feet, because if it's too close together, look, I can't really do this that well. Notice my head stays still, and I can just move the pelvis freely side to side and up and down a little, okay? And then it's almost like a cat-cow. Second part, arch the back, round the spine. So try and cat-cow here a little different than you're used to. See that? Now what we do is take this movement to its kind of more true form, which is all four parts. Lateral tilt, let's call it cow. Lateral tilt, cow, cat. So it's this big kind of circling really. All right, so we did the big twist, we did the big squat. Now it's this kind of big core, hip. We're doing free movements to start class today, guys. Sometimes yoga is very rigid. And it's about to get very rigid and stiff and disciplined. And notice how I'm getting my body more involved. You know, it depends on how you're feeling. Be easy. Notice my hips do go forward too, okay? Make sure you switch directions, last few. All right, yogis, so nice 3 warm-up movements. You might be feeling that in your core, your back. That's normal. Let's step up to standing position. Feet completely together. Squeeze your glutes, your thighs. Arms reach up to the sky. Intertwine your fingers. I want to see your palms stay sealed together. Release your index finger. Little spiritual gun there. Arms reach up. Straighten your arms. Squeeze your butt. Big inhale. A short hold, about 10 to 15 seconds. Side bend. Try to straighten your arms, lean the weight into the heels. Press the pad of the big toe down, but even lift your toes for a moment. Lengthen through your side bodies. As you twist your chest up to the left, your left hip goes forward in space. Okay, big inhale here, please. Let's keep going. Arms up, reach up, side bend, second side. As I spin my chest up to the right, my right hip goes forward in space. Lean the weight a little bit more on your heels. Squeeze the butt, the thighs. Try to lengthen through your core. And there are easier versions, maybe taking one hand down if it's all too much. There's always easier, yogis. Okay, big inhale. Back to center, just a subtle back bend. Keep the arms where they are, palms sealed together. Squeeze your butt, reach your arms up. It's a little back bend here. Squeeze the butt, lift the heart. Looks good, doesn't have to be big. Big inhale, back to center, and now start to hinge. Notice my knees are bent, my spine is long. Hands go on the floor. If you want to separate your feet, you can. Take a little inhale, half lift. Let's take 3-4 breaths. You can pull on your heels if you'd like. Notice I'm doing it a little different today. My abdomen is on my thighs. My chest is on the knees. There's no space here, okay? I'm pulling, trying to get my forehead to my shins, lifting my hips a little higher via the pull on the heels. So it is a little bit different than just kind of reaching for your toes with your knees straight. We are literally pancaking the chest to the thighs. Padahastasana, one of the variations. Eventually you step on your hands there. Go slow, bend knees, rise up to standing. Second round. Feet step closer together. Together if you can. Arms up, please. Intertwine your opposite pinky in front, the odd grip. Release your index fingers. Palms, do not let your palms separate here, yogis. Big inhale, reach high, over to the right. So there's stretch and strength. Okay, inhale center, exhale left. Go slow, please. Inhale center, reach up on the big inhale, squeeze the glutes, back bend. That's a tough pose, yogis. Probably not going to get a lot of range there. Inhale center, bend knees, hinge, keep spine long. A little different again. I bend my knees as much as I need to get my chest, abdomen on the thighs and knees. Then I reach around, grab the heels from the back. I mentioned lifting your heels, stepping on your fingers. Hug the elbows back and around. Try to hug the forehead toward the shins. Deep breathing as I pull. I try to straighten my legs, lifting my hips a little higher. So it is a little different than normal. Might be a little uncomfortable down there. Please go slow, releasing the bind. Inhale, rise. We're gonna keep moving, yogis. Power yoga. Separate your feet about hips width distance. Parallel feet. We just had our arms up, so let's change today. Arms forward. Your arms stay parallel to the floor. The crease of your elbow rolls up, but the palm rolls down. Both arms do that. Laterally rotate from the shoulder, but pronate in the hand. Bend the knees. Try to get the hips as high as the knees. Knees kind of right over your toes. Equal weight in the feet. Let's breathe. Close your eyes. It is a type of chair. Try to pull the belly in just a little bit. Try to relax your shoulders, the traps more. So your shoulder blades roll back and down. Okay? So we don't want to be here. Back and down. Oh, sit low, yogis. With the arms reaching forward, you got to get the butt a little bit lower. Okay? Now go really slow. See if you can keep your arms where they are. Inhale up. Squeeze the butt, lift the heart. 2 rounds today. Let's go. Get low. Work that chair. We're doing this while we're fresh. You don't want to do this in the end of class. Isn't that the worst? It's like the end of a yoga class and the yoga teacher says, chair again. Try to relax a little though. All right. We're working on a nice balance of activating and easiness or meditative state. You want to go to where you find that kind of chaotic mind and emotions. You start to get a little upset about we're here still. You don't like this pose. All that stuff is what you're looking for. All right. Let's keep it going. Big inhale. Exhale, stand up. Bring the right knee to the chest, right to the next posture. Intertwine your fingers. Remember what pinky's on bottom. Grab 2 inches below the knee. Try to drive the knee up via the left foot, left knee straightening. From here, yogis, this is like a row, pulling, right? So I'm lifting up the chest, pulling the elbows back, hugging my shoulder blades back and down. Lift that heart, yogis. Pull that knee higher, drive through your standing leg. This is a posture you do on your back all the time. They call it wind removing. Lay on your back, bring your knee in your chest, you hold, right? We're doing it in a standing active form today, but a posture you've done many times. Big inhale, lower that leg down, please. Left knee lifts, make sure you're on your second side. Intertwine your fingers, pull the knee up. But yogis, try to hug your elbows in. It's just like chaturanga. Shoulders back and down, chest lifts. Work on straightening the right leg, maybe flexing your left foot. Hopefully you're trying to activate your standing leg in a way where you start to feel it in the right glute. So second side, try to straighten that standing leg more. Yeah, we do want to even lock the knee via engaging the thigh muscle. So there's a lot of activation there supporting that locked knee. Now, if you do hyperextend your knee, you gotta kind of maybe micro bend it a little. So you're in a different category if your knee over straightens, okay? Big inhale, please. Let's keep it going. Left foot down, step to the top of your mat. Lunge. Left foot's gonna go back. I'm gonna give you a little bit different arms now. We keep kind of switching up where your arms were. They were up, they were forward, they were pulling. Now, arms reach back behind us. Intertwine your fingers here. Try to bend your front knee, even your back knee. Roll your shoulders back. If you want to take warrior 1, that's okay. Feet about hips width distance. A meditative few breaths here. So we're just kind of getting you into what's called a yoga asana, a yoga pose, a posture, and we're letting you breathe in it, hold. We're not doing vinyasa today, okay? So we're not, sorry chaturanga fans, no chaturangas today. I'm sure you're all very upset about that. But we will hold plank and postures like chaturanga, just broken down. Big inhale. Slowly release the bind. Step the back foot forward. If you need a little bit of this here, totally get that. Second foot's going to step back. Lunge position. Arms swing behind the lower back. Try to bring the opposite pinky and back. Try to seal your palms together. Roll your shoulders back. Pull your ribs in. Bend that knee. Close your eyes if you can. Get low into that lunge. So this is really good at bringing your shoulders back and down, but here we also can overarch our back. So that's why I said kind of pull the middle ribs in. We're all about noticing tendencies in yoga, and that's really like what the corrections or the cues represent, is like kind of common tendencies of the physical body, all right, that kind of go, let's say, subconscious, okay? Now go slow. You notice right now we're only doing one round of that. We will get another round of lunge in a few moments, okay? Let's step the foot forward. We're gonna open our feet back wide, okay? Feet wide, parallel. You do get a stretch here. Hands on your hips, lift your heart. Let's forward fold, please. Pulling on the floor or on ankles. If there's any other version you'd like to do, it's basically straddle forward fold, leaning the weight to the toes if you can. If you know how to go more upside down and you're ready, you know if there's ever a place to do big inversions, it's in power yoga. All right? I'm going to keep it going, yogis. Take your time if you need more time there. Let's slowly bend our knees and rise up. You might want your blocks near your toes. Triangle. Right toes turn out to the right. Left toes also angle to the right. You have to adjust here. Do not let your feet get too close together, please. Arms go wide. Palms can go forward. Drop the right hip down, laterally reach and hinge. Everyone's name's looking pretty familiar in class today. So I'm just going to let you do the pose today. No cues. Breathe. Just remember to engage your legs, yogis. It's very normal to, since the hand is down, to let your legs get lazy. Don't do that. Work on actually engaging your legs, trying to get lazy in the arm. Okay? Bend right knee, rise. Switch sides, please. Right toes turn to the left slightly. Left toes turn all the way open to the left. Okay? Arms go wide, palms face forward. Drop the left hip. Remember we were doing the lateral hip movement in the beginning. Here's where we really dip the hip down, laterally reach, and then hinge. All right, just do your posture. No cues right now. Instead of giving you a posture, where are you unconsciously being inefficient in the body? Where are you over tensing? Where are you pulling things in the spaces? Is your face tense? You know, the idea of applying the cues now, like trying to remember them and apply, but also see the inefficiencies in your form, where you're wasting energy or where you're not supporting the body enough, learning to activate there more. All right, yogis, keep it going. Rise up. Now we will go to our second lunge. You're basically gonna just pivot to the right leg. So now my chest, hips face the right leg. I'm in lunge. Revolve side angle type. Inhale, arms to go up. Next posture is revolve. Twist, hands in prayer. Now we hinge. Twist, left elbow might go on the outer right thigh. All right, so I'm here. If it's too much, you can drop the back knee, an opportunity for a little bit softer variation. Make sure you lengthen through your core and your shoulder blades go back and down. Please breathe here, yogis. right, second side, yogis. High lunge. High lunge. Pivot to your left. Sorry, my pup ran off. She got through our little blockade and she's downstairs causing mischief somewhere. So hinge and twist. This is a variation of revolve side angle. If there's other versions you want to do, like put your hand on the floor, on the block, left arm can go out and up. There's many versions here, spreading your arms, even working towards a half or a full bind. Remember, I do want you to express yourself in practice and add things. A lot of times I'll keep it simple in such a big group, and then you can add if you're up to it. So yogis, we're gonna do one more standing posture and then we're done with standing yoga. All right, we're gonna be more, today, the end of class is gonna be predominantly kind of tabletop plank type chest down area, okay? So all this standing yoga is done after your final last posture here. All right, now I want you to take your time. We're gonna meet back in high lunge and pivot to the side. Our final standing posture is warrior 3. You're more than welcome to take it to standing splits or further variation. I'm gonna pivot back to the right. You see how my right knee bends? I hinge my chest. If you wanna go a little bit more, reverse fists, reverse prayer. You can even do something like eagle if you wanna be creative. Start to hinge, back foot starts to lift, left leg to chest parallel to the floor. Either flex your back foot or point your back toe. Drop your left hip down, breathe. So we're just working warrior 3 hold. Shoulders back and down. Navel pulls in. Can you go slow, landing your back foot down in a high lunge? And this is the classic hatha yoga, guys. Just side to side, pivoting to the side, and pivoting to the left. So we don't waste a lot of energy in kind of vinyasa. You're not doing warrior 3 after 8 other postures, okay? Hinge, right leg lifts. All right, have a meditative experience. Breathe. Nice, looking good, everyone. That's kind of tough. We did 3 rounds of hamstring stretching, but still that posture can be very restricted there. You don't have to go too deep. I said eventually your chest and leg are parallel to the floor. Depends on the day, right? And how you feel. All right, yogis, let's land back in a lunge. Take your time. Still work the skillful transitions. Step your feet closer together, maybe at the front of your mat. We already did multiple forward bends. Let's do our yogi squat. Inhale, arms high. And now we're shifting gears. So all that was standing practice, about 20, 25 minutes. We're done there. Now we go weight bearing on arms, active back body, because a lot of that's very shortening, tightening of the front body. Push the knees open, lift the heart, breathe. Squeeze your pelvic floor, little core engagement, shoulders back and down. Big inhale. Big exhale. Next posture is plank. Hands plant, hips lift. Let's walk our feet toward the back of our mat. Shoulders, I like to say over fingers, not over wrists. Okay? So we are going to do about a minute plank hold. Some of us just stay here. Maybe a few of us even drop into the knees. If you're feeling good though, you could add hovering your right foot. You could also add fingertips of your left hand or even left arm forward. But this is really the first weight-bearing arm position. So maybe it's a little too early for that. You're also welcome to add some push-ups. We're in a big group, yogis. We're doing a plank. Some days I'll hold plank, some days I'll do some push-ups. You know, what's your body telling you? There's not a best yoga. You know, there's maybe you do the one you try less of. That's probably where some of that growth is. All right. Last 15 seconds. If you're doing one leg, make sure you switch it up here. Now we do try to stay on the arms here. So that's why the plank's only a minute. Next posture is down dog. You should feel a little shift in the muscles activating. Hips go up and back. Yep, some of you need a rest. That's how you get stronger. You basically do want to practice till failure if you're looking for strength. Hips go up and back. If you're feeling really good and you want to hop up on the wall and do a handstand, that's also doable here. Otherwise, hips go up and back, press your palms down, try to soften the back of your neck, lengthen your side bodies. Pull the belly in a little bit, please. Down dog hold after plank, I know. This is really fun. That's how you build strength, yogis. You put weight on those bones and then you keep signaling the strength. The longer you can hold, basically, that's how you're gonna get strong, all right? Big inhale. And exhale, listen, down to the knees, please. A quick stretch here before we weight bear on the arms again. Knees together, it's called Virasana. I untuck my calves, I widen my feet just enough to slide my hips right between my heels. Look, I can't really fit my fingers in between my heels and my hips. It's right up against there. With practice, I can start to go back. So my arms were just here, here, above me. Now they're behind me. Getting a little counter action. I roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Some of us might even be able to bring the hands a little bit more close to the feet, facing forward, and lean back more. Let's take a few breaths here, because next is low plank holds. All right, so there's your stretch with the arms behind you, lengthening front body. Now, let's go big. So here's our bent arm strength. We had arms here, here. Now we're gonna go tucked in. It's chaturanga hold today. So not going down and then back bending. We're gonna go down, hold for as long as you can. I'm gonna do 3 rounds. If you can hold 1 round the whole time, I prefer that. Here we go, second round of plank. Now, the way to start this is on the knees, yogis, okay? Either way, let's shift forward, bend the elbows, shoulders about as high as elbows, hips about as high as shoulders, squeeze the glutes, the thighs, hold, hold. This is one of the most intense and difficult postures of class, okay? Now straighten your arms if you are. You can hold if you can hold longer. Oh, go right back down though. That's just a little break. Bend the elbows. We're in the thick of building upper body strength. So work here, yogis. Straighten your arms, please. 1 more round. This is it. Come on, go here. Go to where you literally almost collapse. Hold, hold, low plank. You're shaking. Mind's going crazy. Emotional is going crazy. Full mind and body. All right, down to the chest. Nice job. All right, so now a little bit more of an active back bend. We came from Virasana, stretching the front body, now activating the back body. Slide your hands near your lower ribs. This is called Cobra, but active. I only lift as far as I'm strong. Press your feet, point your toes, press your pubic bone down, engage your thighs. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the neck. Exhale, lower down. If you want a little bit more, arms down by side. You could even do this bind again, where I intertwine my fingers. It's a fantastic variation. As I inhale, I lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. Couple more breaths. So I am keeping my feet down. That activates my lumbar, my lower back a little bit more. As soon as I lift the legs, it goes in the glutes, a little bit more maybe middle spine. Okay, big inhale. Exhale, lower down, maybe turn an ear down. Let's keep it going. Stretch Cobra. You can do Sphinx or Up Dog if you prefer. I'll stay in the middle. Hands, lower ribs. Point toes, press pubic bone down. Try not to let your heels roll out or in unconsciously. Try to stay right on the mid, kind of front line, top line of your foot, shin. Here we go. Lift that heart. Same thing, but now adding the arms. Still working on activating your back. Drive your pubic bone down. Point those toes. Roll the shoulders back and down. Breathe. Pull the navel in and up. Big inhale, please. Exhale, lower down. Nice job. 2 back bends down there. Child pose. Press it back. So that's just a little breather. Coming from low plank and the back bends. We are going to shift gears and go into the side strengthener. In the beginning, we did 2 rounds, or we've already done like 4 different lateral type poses. Now here's the peak. Simple today for me is the side plank. You can do it on your forearm, on your knee, or hands, toes. It's basically our 3rd round of plank. All right. Heels to the left, right arm goes out and up. Feet might stack, top arm might reach forward. Breathe, yogis. Okay? Pull the ribs in, engage the thighs and the glutes. Nice. Yeah, some of you can do more advanced versions now. Lifting the leg, turning your right toes up, bringing your right knee towards your right elbow, even binding the shin or the big toe. Trivikramasana here, where the toe, the peace sign fingers grab the toe, and you straighten the leg up to the sky. That's a really big yoga pose. Nice, Jeannie. It's like a toe bind with the leg kind of out to the side. Yeah, you do that standing. You also do it on your back, often with a strap. Now go slow, yogis. Save energy for that transition. The exit is so important to slowly come back through to full plank. And then you do your second side, okay? Take your time. Yeah, you might need a little rest, especially if you pushed it there. I'd rather have you have a little rest than the second side lack all quality and enthusiasm. And you do that second side really intentional. Yeah, weight bearing on those arms. Yes, so please go slow. We're gonna meet back down plank, and I'm just gonna take you down to your chest. And now our final back bend is down here. If you wanna do bow, that's a nice option here. But I'm gonna teach the locust. 2 rounds. Lengthen your core, arms reach wide. Point your toes strong. Now lift your legs, lift your chest, and lift your arms. I also kind of think of this almost like a plank, where reverse plank can get very difficult. This can help us strengthen the back body. Try to pull the navel in as well. I notice a lot in myself, I'll push the belly down to try to lift the legs and the chest higher, but that literally just does kind of tug down on your back arch. Probably not a good idea. Maybe pull that navel in a little bit and just kind of not lift as high in those other spaces. That's how we always kind of work in yoga. As in lunge, the legs behind you arches your back, you pull the belly in against it, posterior tilt. Slowly lower down, maybe turn an ear down, the opposite of earlier. So this is big back body. If you want to go for a bow, you'd reach back, kind of grab your ankles. If you know how to do that, just don't let your feet ankles go too wide. Here we go, chin forward. Make sure you lengthen the back of your neck. This is a posture where we kind of crank the neck maybe too much. Here we go, arms are going wide, kind of representing the same arm position as side plank. Okay, go ahead, everything lifts. There it is. If there's one posture I ask you to maybe give your all, it might be this one. What I find, yogis, my other job is a massage therapist. I literally palpate. I touch people's muscles almost daily. And I find people's back bodies are so underdeveloped, particularly around the lower body, like the glutes and the lower back. Hamstrings are tight, calves are tight, glutes are weak, lower back's weak, even the upper back's weak. We really got to hit that back body more in our body conditioning and maintenance routines, whether it's yoga or exercise. All right, let's lower down, turn an ear down. Nice job there. So listen, this is our last kind of option here. It is inversion practice. So I say press back to child pose for a moment. It's always good to kind of calm the nervous system with a forward bend after the big active back body. I'm going to teach the forearm bounce. If you want to do handstand or headstand, or just put your legs up the wall, good idea. Let's rise through table, put down the forearms. Intertwine those fingers to start, toes tuck, hips lift. Walk the feet forward. Feet about hips width distance. Work on pulling the chest toward the thighs, driving the hips up and back, heels toward the earth more. Breathe. Here's that opportunity. If you want, step your left foot into the center more. Right leg goes high. So finally coming into that leg lift that we do in vinyasa constantly. If you have a practice of a forearm balance, now I did start you with your forearms parallel, or excuse me, your fingers intertwined, but as you work, you actually separate the hands and your palms turn down, your forearms are more parallel. With that right leg lifted, it's a little hot, trying to shift weight into the hands, the elbows, the forearms. And then eventually you're balancing upright or inverted in the forearm balance. Pincha Mayurasana, the feathered peacock. Let's take a few more breaths. Nice. And yeah, a wall is the best. So if you do kind of dolphin with your hands almost touching the wall, maybe an inch away, right? Then you hop up and then you're not going to flip over on your back there. Nice, Brian. Nice, Linda. Yeah, shoulder stand's a really nice option here too. Remember, yogis, getting your body upside down. You know, anytime you injure your ankle, your knee, the doctor's going to say elevate the leg. Let's do preventative. We get the body inverted. It's, you know, potential great benefits for lymphatic system. That's your immune system, digestive tract, right, and the cardiovascular, right, veins, and really good here for many things, increasing blood flow into brain. So we're trying to get upside down and stay there is the point. All right. Nice, Jeannie. This is kind of classic hatha yoga where we open it up for just, it could be relaxing at this point. It was a pretty strong class so far, and you could always take softer versions, or you kind of work on a posture you want to get better, right? And the big ones. All right, so last 30 seconds here, yogis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach an ab exercise. Because, even though we're holding planks and the whole class is core, you're really not like isolating your abs well. So we'll do one of those because I know we love some abs. And then we'll kind of stretch a little bit more, let's say. All right. So last few moments there. Now, what I want you to do, yogis, is to take a little breather in your child pose as I start demoing the exercise. So the most classic yoga core is really high boat, low boat, and like low lasana. So I'm going to stick there today. If you want to add twists or pulses or a different ab exercise, that's fine. But low boat looks like, or high boat looks like this, right? I'm actually, someone who's new might have a rounded spine. I want to try to lift my heart and almost anterior tilt, so get on the front of the sit bones more and lift the heart almost back bend, okay? And then as I inhale, I round the spine. Now I round. And in low boat, I'm more of that cat posture in the core and hips. And then exhale, high boat. It's more like the cat-cow. This is cow. This is cat. Cow, cat. If you want more, you can reach your arms back. If it's a little too strong, you can use your hands on your thighs. Try to bring your lower back all the way down, though. We're not doing remember the lean back we do sometimes here? It's not that one, okay? If it's all too much, yogis, you could just lay on your back and kind of hold here. Maybe work on bringing your legs a little bit more straight, okay? Now, that is high bow and low bow. I mentioned another word, Lolasana. This is very classic Hatha Yoga, power Ashtanga core strengthening. You could put it together. I have my blocks right outside my hips. I have my high bow. I inhale to the low bow. I exhale, adding on, cross my shins, push down on my blocks, hug my elbows in, lift my butt. Hold. Then I go back to boat. The heels never touch down. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Maybe legs straight. High boat, low boat, Lolasana. That's the full Ashtanga core sequence. It's very classic. Yeah, you know, if you don't have blocks, this is tough. You know, some you use your fingertips or kind of like the padding of your fingers. Blocks make this a lot easier. Yeah, nice, Carol. Yeah, you know, no blocks. This is tough. Either way, you're just doing a little, you can do a low boat hold. That's totally adequate. You're going to get a lot. You know, I remember reading an article of the EMG, like a forearm plank. The average person gets like 30% of their abs firing in a plank, even though it's fantastic, probably for the full body. I think planks are probably overdone, but something like a hollow body, which is the same as a plank almost, the way the tension, the lever pulls double on the abs, you're going to get something more like 80% of your abs firing. So that's a big difference there. All right, yogis. So listen, we're going to start by laying on the back here. I want to shift gears, make sure I give you a couple stretches before you take your Shavasana. All right. So nice job with your abs. Hopefully you got some burn there. It might feel good to do a little bit of this. I'm going to do both rotational stretches today and then a twist. Start by bringing the knees into the chest. You can draw circles with your knees. If you want to come upright and do something like pigeon, that could be, you know, interchangeable here, but you will miss the second part. Right ankle goes atop left knee, thread the needle. Notice, yogis, I do kind of curl up to get this, but then I try to relax my sacrum and head down once I have the bind. I do flex the right foot. That's going to help protect the right knee. As I pull my left knee, right foot toward me, my right knee kind of goes away a little bit. I can even, you know, push on that if it feels good. There's also Gomukhasana, or full pigeon here, full reclining Durdvasana, releasing the left leg. If you don't know what those are, don't worry about it. Take the figure 4. Big inhale. Second part here, yogis, that's meeting figure 4, but with the left foot on the ground. I said both rotational stretches. This is the second part. Left foot walks to the left. Right foot might go on the outer left knee, and then now knees knock right. I did not switch sides of my figure 4. I'm still in the same figure 4, except I slide the right foot on the outer left knee area, and then the knees knock. Widen your arms, maybe look left. Big inhale. And exhale, slowly release. That's a little bit shorter hold. Knees come into chest, take a moment. Second side. Remember, yogis, I said flex the left foot. That's just a good general rule in general if you're exercising. Engaging muscle protects joints. As soon as you don't engage muscle in any exercise, connective tissues are taking more of the force, and they're really not designed for that. Tendons and ligaments are more like stabilizers and backup, let's say. You want to try to keep it in the muscle fascia, musculofascial. Somebody is doing full reclining pigeon. That's where you're reaching through and you grab that left shin. A few of us doing Gomukhasana, a hip opener. So that's to stretch the, let's say, piriformis glute area of the left hip. Now this next second part is actually for your right hip a little more. Right foot's gonna go down, you stay in figure 4. The left foot slides on the outer right knee, and then your knee's not left. You gotta play with the bending of the knee. You don't want the knee too bent, like too closed, like on the right leg. So, a little, maybe, I don't know, about 30-degree angle, bent in the knee, getting technical. Both knees not left. Nice. Somebody is doing different hip stretches. I like to see that. I like to, I want you guys to be more personal and intuitive with practice. I'll give you the space to do that, but at the same time, I want you to be careful. If I'm too, my lack of disciplining you guys sometimes can lead you to just creating patterns and habits and preferences. So make sure you're watching that on your own. So finish that up. Listen, yogis, we got about 2 minutes. I'm gonna have you take Shavasana on your own. On Saturday mornings, we've been doing this. So I better not hear that you're skipping it. So listen, 2 minutes, maybe a good old restorative bridge or restorative fish. This is a nice pose here, some pressure on the sacrum, even a little kind of rocking, a little massage there. My back's a little tight this morning, a lot of body work sessions for me, so I probably take some therapeutic. If you want to go huge, you can go wheel or plow, arms down by side. I'll show plow. It's like happy baby, but you swing your hips up and over and your hands come to your lower back. This is basically deepest forward bend. It really wasn't a twist heavy class. My last option for the 3 here would be the reclining twist, right knee in and take it across. We did a few big twists in the beginning, the moving one, the lunge, but not much after. So if you want one more, please feel free. I want you to take a minute and a half, finish up physical activity, and I want you to get ready to close with the intention of calming your mind and body. And ideally, you hold Shavasana until you don't want to leave it. People say, have I held Shavasana long enough? Well, if you want to leave it, no. Shavasana really is over when you do not want to exit the position. Right? It just comes back to this idea that we know exercise creates a lot of, inflammation, free radical damage, acid in the body. And potentially here, if we rest and we get better at it, we can have an alkaline kind of anti-inflammatory response here to end our exercise. And that's actually really can be huge. Doing things like putting your legs up the wall here. We did a lot of legs in the beginning. Something to just really calm your nerves deep. Some of these postures really kind of antagonize the nervous system. So if you didn't get enough neural calming, we want the heart rate, the breath rate, all to slow. We want your eyes to start calming, your face, everything just kind of this big energetic state of body surrendered relaxation. All right. So listen, yogis, it's time for Shavasana, closing meditation. Now I'm going to ask you to do it on your own. How long? Try to go as long as you can, but 2 to 3 minutes at a minimum. I really want you to try to lay still. There's no deep breathing. There's no ujjayi. We're letting our lungs relax, our face, our eyes all relax. Okay? So please take your Shavasana on your